Yeah, what's going on, everyone? This is episode 8 of Roll With It. Today we've got a special guest, Blake Richardson.
Hello.
What's going on?
Hey, thank you. Wowee.
Big round of applause.
That was gorgeous. surely you're gonna edit in roaring applause.
Yeah, I will.
in. Thank you so much.
The curtains.
Yeah,
Just as it was.
this is our first. Would you say big time guest?
Big time?
We've
Yeah,
hit
well,
the
that's
big
sad,
time.
but all right, here we are. The big time.
This is the big time.
I've arrived.
Biggest guest.
Physically.
What makes a guest a big time guest?
I guess just sex appeal, power, financial prowess. I have it all.
Tick, tick, tick.
Tick,
Yeah.
tick, tick. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
Well, I had an introduction to introduce Blake over here.
Oh, wow.
I had to write it down because I was fucking running out of space on the notes thing of what you do.
Oh, my goodness.
You do a few things, don't you?
I do a few. Do I do it any well? But we'll cover that later.
So we've got. I wrote in my notes here, Blake of all trades.
A Blake of all trades.
Not Jack of all trades.
Hey.
Your name's not Jack.
Fuck Jack. Jack does fuck all.
So we got Blake of all trades. So you're a stand-up comedian.
Yes.
You're an actor, MMA commentator,
Yes.
MMA fighter,
Did it once, yep.
security guard.
No longer, but
No longer.
keep
but-
it in there. Did it for a while.
And this one, most importantly, male stripper.
Topless waiter. Big difference there. I kept the cock in the pants. The cock never came out. Actually, it came out one time, but that was after hours. I was off the clock.
Yeah, look, I'm not completely familiar with the adult entertainment industry, but we can erase that one.
Oh, no, please.
No, leave it in
That was
there.
the best one. You say the best for last. That's the one that Mum's the most proud of. She's stoked.
So you're focusing most on the comedy stuff now, hey?
Yeah, at the moment, man. Fuck. I guess, yeah, look, I appreciate you putting in all that effort to go through my verbal resume.
Fucking took me hours.
Yes. Especially I don't know how you found the topless waitering stuff. I thought I'd erase that from the archives of the internet. Yeah, man. Yeah. So I mean, look, I started comedy a couple years ago, just in the pandemic. I think it was 2021. Started doing it about almost 3 years now. And I was just frustrated because acting wasn't going anywhere, and COVID obviously shut everything down, and no one was affected more than me personally. And I was just like, no acting was coming in, no audition. So I just thought, fuck this. I just want to do, what do I want to do if I'm not going to become an actor? And I thought, I've always wanted to try stand up. So I started, and then, just started plugging away. And now it's the main thing, man. I like it. Focusing on that shit.
Because me and Rob came and saw you the other night at one of your gigs at the Brisbane Hotel.
Yes.
What were your thoughts on Blake? Because I know you're an outsider. You guys just met.
Careful, Rob.
So
I thought it was good. I was a bit skeptical. Not skeptical, but
You hadn't been to a comedy?
Neither. of
I've
us
never been
have,
to a comedy, so I didn't want to go
Yeah.
comparing Jimmy Carr, Carl
Yes.
Barron. You know what I mean? And you think,
Of course.
these guys are fucking hilarious.
Yes.
How do you compare it? But I
Mhm.
thought it was good.
Good,
top
man,
top
yeah.
tier.
Appreciate
top tier.
that.
especially when
Now, James, give me your thoughts.
No, I thought it was good as well. But we walked in, and I think we were a bit early.
Yes.
We're a bit early, and they hadn't even opened up the back bit. So,
8 people there.
yeah, there was like,
fuck.
Rob's like, "What have you taken me to?" And I was just like, "Nah, chill. We're early."
Chill, dude. There's 2 more coming.
And
It's going to be a hot crowd of 10.
and they opened up the back, and this is what happened as well. This is why we're even more skeptical. At the start, people started filling in, and what did you see? Didn't you?
Guy came in with a box of running shoes. Hokers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, came in,
Ready to go.
nice, casual, smart wear, whatever he was wearing, like a little suit thing.
Came in with a box of sneakers.
Yeah, box of sneakers ready to go.
What was he going to... Man, I would
I don't know.
I would have loved to have seen that. I would have riffed with him and be like, you ready to go, cunt? You want to
That's what I
fucking
said.
sprint out of here? Someone interacts with you, he's throwing on the fucking hokers and he's off. That's weird as shit, dude.
That's why I was like, "Is this normal?"
Yeah, he
Is
just
this normal for
had
comedy
his running
gigs?
gear ready.
That's what I call comedy gold. What you just stumbled across there. You should have heckled. You should have been like, this guy's got running shoes.
Oh fuck!
And then I would have torn you to pieces, and then I would have come after him eventually. But that's weird, man. I appreciate the kind words. Thank you for coming. It was it's interesting you bring up a point. Like when you haven't been to comedy before, live comedy, and you've only ever seen Netflix specials of really famous comics. It's almost like a totally different thing, right? Because these are theater shows. These are well produced. They're super famous. They've got their fans in the building, and there's a rhythm to, I guess, arena or theater comedy than in like an intimate venue like you guys came to. You know, like if I was doing, can you hear me at the back? They'd be fucking weird. They're like, we're right in front of you, dude. There's 14 of us. I've got hokers on. You know, like it would just be strange. So it's a different thing. So I'm glad you came in and I guess enjoyed it for what it was.
Oh, it's funny. I was saying to my dad, I was like, oh, first comedy gig. If you sit in the front row, you're a sitting duck for the comic. The comic to just come at you, eh?
That bold bloke.
Would you agree with that?
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it is. But at the same time, you know, like, it just depends because, you know, I'm not a mean comic really. Like, I like to have a bit of a joke. Like, my energy is silly, kind of gay. They're like, are you gay? What's going on? Like, and I'm like, you'll never know. But I guess people are nervous to sit in the front. I more just sort of like pick up on people's energy and just sort of have a bit of a riff with them. But yeah, sometimes no one sits in the front. They're too fucking scared. And then you've got no front row. So then it kind of kills the show. You're like, I need someone. You're looking 4 rows back being like, what do you do? And they're like fucking 10 meters away. They're like, me? You're like, fuck, I've ruined the show. This is fucked. But you guys, I didn't see you all night. So you were nuzzled deep in the shadows.
Yeah, we figured the lights.
Yeah.
Lights
Good
would
call.
have been pretty...
That's a good call.
We're probably like 5, 6, 7 rows back.
I was wondering whether you could see us or not because it's like your eye level's like on the exact level as ours.
Yes.
So like you would have been able to see us like maybe hadn't there been the lights shining in your face.
Well, I did cover this in the comedy show, but I've got pretty big fucking eyes, man. So they were just, everyone thought I was looking directly at them. They were like, this cunt's looking right into my soul.
No, fuck.
But it was, I guess with the light sort of situation, I just sort of glaze over. Like you said, you can see the first 3 or 4 rows and then you can't really see beyond there. But this is probably getting a bit technical for the listener, but you got to try, for me as a comic, like you got to, because I was hosting, right? I wasn't just like an act, I was hosting. So my job is sort of come out and get the crowd introduced, get them like get a rhythm going. That's why I like to do the advert shit, because it gets everyone kind of interacting. And I don't want to just focus on the front, because in the back of the room, kind of you lose them. They're like, oh, he's just talking to the bald cunt at the front. So I end up just sort of looking over, glazing the audience, like you said, towards the back. And they're like, oh, he's looking at us. But really, I don't know who the fuck's out there. I'm just
looking into the abyss.
I'm just looking into the abyss, just talking. James is sitting there like, he's about to fucking chat to me, man.
I'm like, we're shitting ourselves. We're like, shit. Like, what's
he's looking over here. He's gonna, we're gonna get ripped into.
We're gonna get called out of here.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, obviously it's like you don't know what crowd you're gonna have when you first go. How do you I don't know how to explain it. How do you put it into
structure?
Yeah, like how do you know? Like say it's obviously a skill that you learn.
How do you know how to?
Someone
handle
says something, or someone is wearing something. How do you just like that, and you just know what to say and know what to do?
Someone heckles.
Because it seems so fluent.
Yes. Well, there's 2 things. One, eventually, like comics kind of prepare. You'll see the same type of people every night, right? There's always going to be a bald guy. There's always going to be some hot people.
Yeah.
There's always going to be old people. There's always going to be a tough looking cunt. There's always going to, you know what I mean? So you get these archetypes and you build these, I guess, lines, or you build these ideas or these jokes around the way people look, and you come out and you see, and you will find these types of people, right? And then you interact with them, and that can be what you call the tricks, right? You see a guy with a mustache, and then I'm like, fucking looks good, let me ride that. And people are like, this guy's a magician, how's he doing this, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas I've done that before.
Premeditated, yeah.
Yeah, premeditated. There's that kind of element. But at the same time, like you said, nothing goes smoothly as it is. Some people do heckle. So there's, I guess, man, the idea is that, like, I have jokes. I know I can get into jokes. So I can always rely on that. I can go to that if I need to. But I'll have a chat with the crowd and see where it goes, because I know that if it's going nowhere and it sucks, I'll just eventually start telling my jokes, and then I'll get them back. So that makes you more comfortable just to sit and see what happens. Same as like we're having a conversation now. We don't really know where it's going to go. I don't know if it's going to, say something funny or whatever, but we just still, you're not anxious.
Yeah.
You're just sitting there conversing. Yeah. It takes practice to do that on stage, and you're just chatting to someone, and like something will come up, something will be good, and you got a few questions prepared, like that tend to bring funny shit out. Like with couples, I always ask, like, how long have you been together? And then depending on how long they've been together, I'll just react to that and say what I say, and then I say, what was the first thing you noticed about each other? And I'll start with the chick, because the chick will always be honest. Yeah. Like, what was the first thing you noticed about Bradley? And then she'll be like, oh, he was wearing a fucking stupid shirt. They'll be honest. They'll say something like, I wanted to fuck his friend. They'll say something horrible that's like heart, wrenching. And I'll riff on that usually, and then I'll go to the guy and be like, "What was the first thing you noticed about her?" And the guy always usually plays it safe. He's like, "Oh, she had beautiful eyes." And I'm like, "Yeah, you fucking faggot," something along those lines. And and then I have jokes about the first thing I noticed about my girlfriend, right? Her being jacked and stuff. So I guess it's a long way of saying there are little tricks and structures, but for the most part, my favorite moments as a comic is when you just are just talking to someone and it starts taking this direction where you're like, where is this going?
They give you like a slam dunk.
Yeah, slam dunk, or it's just like, I'll give you an example. I was doing that same thing, thinking I'm doing couple work, and there was a black guy and a white chick, and I said to her, "What was the first thing you noticed about him?" And she's like, "That he was Irish," and I was like, "He was Irish," and I was like, "You thought your first thought was this guy's Irish, like." Look, I'm going to be honest and say that if I saw you in the street, dude, I would not assume Irish, like, Jesus Christ, I didn't even know there were black Irish people, like riffing on that. So that's, for example, that's something that's just come up that I have to address this now. Like, you think this black guy's Irish, and she's obviously panicking. So that's sometimes that's happened. And sometimes, man, you don't see it as much, but you just talk and it goes fucking nowhere and it sucks. Yeah. And you're like, "What do you do for work?" You're like, "I'm an accountant." You're like, "Do you like it?" He's like, "No, I know." And you're like, "All right, well, this has been fun.
Jim from accounting.
Thanks for ruining the evening."
We spoke about Jim from accounting last week, or a few weeks ago.
Jim from accounting, is this a guy you know?
No, it's just like the most stereotypical white guy.
Yes.
Jim from accounting.
Yes. Gets on the bevies hard on the weekend.
We were talking about how we drove past. You drove past the train station.
Yes, I did. Yeah, I drove past the Traino on the way home. I work in Bibra Lake.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, fucking tracks.
Mm-hmm.
I drove past and there's these two like teenagers, 16, 17, necking on. School clothes, the lot.
Necking on, making out?
Just going at it.
Hard.
Up against the wall.
Wow.
I was like thinking, fuck, this is pretty
This is hot.
raw for this is pretty raw for two school kids, and then obviously the guy next to her.
With a briefcase.
Just standing there having a peek.
Jim from accounting.
Jim from accounting,
That's
just
Jim-
having a peek.
That's Jim
Well,
from
now, what
accounting.
kind of peak are we talking? Was he just sort of like looking judgingly concerned?
No, he's sort of just giving him the eye. Yeah, having a
He's sort
look.
of just
He's
like,
only
wow.
dealing with spreadsheets all day. It's the most excitement he's seen all day.
Yeah, can I pause for a sec? Were you noticing this entire interaction while flying down the freeway and you took all of this in?
This is like, so obviously.
Because I'm like,
There's
cunt,
obviously
keep your eyes on the road, first of all. You're
No,
like,
there's-
and then after 4 minutes, I was like, bro, how slow are you going on the Mitchell Freeway? Were you parked up next to the train station?
No, it was probably 3 seconds of going past.
Jesus.
And I just,
You got a real gift on you, son.
No,
I got to tell you that.
I just looked and I see these two like teenagers necking on.
Yeah.
And obviously this guy's standing right next to him. I'm looking at him just like that, panning the whole way across, and he's staring at him. They're just passing on.
Fuck, mate. That's how
Analytical.
that's how 7-car pile-ups happen on the Mitchell Freeway.
No, there was nothing. There was no one near me.
There was no one.
That was a rear end waiting to happen.
But I know what you mean.
Just
I don't
time
know.
and
I
a
don't know
place.
but aren't you jealous of that kind of passion? Like, I've been with my girl for 5 years. Fuck's sake, if I put her near a wall, she'd be like, "Get off me, cunt."
You guys
What are you doing?
have shower fun, but I've heard,
Shower fun. Oh yeah,
I've heard
yeah.
about your old Play-Doh.
Yeah,
Play-Doh
yeah.
experiments.
I tell you what, that's a fun thing, man. Because I did that with her and I noticed because you got a partner, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah. You, James?
I'm single. At
Single?
the moment.
Have you had a previous long-term relationship? Or like,
I've had relationships. I wouldn't say
we've got a
they were long.
fuckboy alert going on here. Don't we? Yeah.
Shit, this is good. We have
Naughty
to cut this
boy.
Bit. We have
Naughty
to cut
boy.
this bit.
No, but I just noticed, because this is like my third long-term relationship. Been with her for almost 5 years now. And anyways, we were just in the shower and I started fucking playing around with the flaccid dick, trying to show what it can do and doing the helicopter and the usual moves. And, you pull your balls out, make a cup, fill it with water, all this,
Can I
all
just
the classics.
Can I just stop you before you go on?
Go on, yeah.
I'm very glad that you made that, because now I don't feel so crazy, because I've done fucking weird shit like that all the time.
Yeah.
Not even with long-term partners.
So this is the most beautiful thing about that, right? Is that I had this thought, and I'm thinking, fuck, I've done this with almost every girl I've been with. Like at some point, they're like, what? Holy fuck, what can you do with that thing? And I'm like stretching it out, and she's like, doesn't that hurt? And I'm like, fuck off, I don't feel anything. It's all right,
I'm a machine.
Yeah, I'm an animal. It's not very big, but it's tough. And I just thought to myself, I wonder if this is relatable, because I don't know. I don't we don't sit around with the lads and be like, "Oh, you guys stretch your fucking cock out for the missus, eh?" They'd be like, "Seek help, dude." We just no one wants to take that move. So I went on stage with that idea and did that in like an open mic, and afterwards, this like Swedish couple, these backpackers came up to me after the show and they were like, "You were so funny. It's incredible. I love this stuff about you, this Davina, and you're stretching your cock. I did that for her literally the other night. Did I not do this?" And she was like, "You did do this for the first time. We've been together for like 6 months." Anyways, and I was like, "Fuck! If the Swedes are stretching their cocks out, this might be relatable, you know." So I, anyways, did it, and to cut a long story short, some guy reached out to me. And he was like, "Look, this is a bit weird, but I work for the Comedy Lounge and I've got this clip that I've cut for you to see if you want it." And he sent it to me and it was about the dick stretching thing. And I was like, "Oh yeah, cool, free content, all good."
Yeah.
Put it up. Fucking 4 million views.
Yeah.
First thing that ever popped on I've ever done. And it was just like tens of thousands of shares, like hundreds of comments of people being like, "I thought I was the only one that stretched their cock." Like, you know what I mean? Like not all the world, but like it was popping in America and all over. And like, all these dudes were just being like, and misses tagging their boyfriends. It was all just girls tagging their boyfriends. Like, "See, we did that," you know, like, and I was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
fuck, this is," but it could have been, "What the fuck is this, bro? You stretching your dick? Are you a serial killer? Like, what?" I had no idea if other people did
It was
this.
a risky game.
And it ended up being, you know, like one of my most relatable bits.
It's the controversial ones.
You're right.
Yeah,
Is that controversial, is it?
Yeah.
Stretching your cock out in the privacy of your own home. Can we get away with nothing in this world,
No,
Rob?
not controversial, but like
Edgy.
Vulnerable.
Yeah, it's
Vulnerable.
the ones that like you said, people are just too scared to
Yes.
to go out and say.
Yes.
And then until someone says it, it's all fuck. I can relate with that.
Yes,
Big
exactly.
time.
Those are the man, like, not to be too cheesy, but those are my favorite things about comedy is you take something specific from your life, you turn it into this joke and you do it, and then you see a bunch of strangers from all different walks of life losing it because they relate.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like, "Oh fuck yeah, all right,
that's
we got
pretty
some relatable shit here. We're all the same, you know. It's good. Brings the world together.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's good. I actually really enjoyed that show as well. Like I said, I thought it was very funny. You don't realize how different people are.
Styles wise and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there was all four
Very
acts?
different. Very
Four?
different.
Four
yeah.
acts and you.
All different.
Yeah, all different.
Yeah.
All the darker bloke that went up
Yep.
had like no
Jokes.
not even like no jokes, just had like no plan. It's like he just went up and just it was just interaction with the crowd.
Yep.
That was
that was-
so
and it was funny
so
as.
funny, yeah.
Yep.
I was very I was very surprised. Like, it just didn't seem like he had anything planned, but he's just naturally like very funny.
Yep.
And, like,
Awkward, yeah.
It seemed like he'd done it so many times that he was like, "I can go out here, like make them laugh with or without material."
That dude, Josh McKinder, he was originally from Perth. He's like lived in the US for like 10, 12 years, and he is a beast, man. He scares the fuck out of me because he does that stuff every night. And sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes they're just like, "That guy sucks." Like, because he did nothing magic happened. But sometimes he blows you out of the water because he makes everyone go, that guy just did no plan and figured it out. And then I'm going up there being like, "I've got bulgy eyes." And then the people are like, "I can see right through you. This is all planned." Yeah. You know? So everyone has their own styles. And I respect the shit out of comics that go up with no plan and just figure it out. But I'm not there yet. I need to fucking pull the wool over people's eyes.
No, well, I feel like everyone should have their own styles. I mean, if your style is planning, then I mean I'd say it's pretty good. Pretty good stuff.
I guess. Well, look, I come from an acting background, as we talked about. So for me, like the performance side of it and the stage presence came easier, but the actual joke writing and how to structure and crowd work didn't. So you get one or the other. Usually people start and they're good writers, but they need to learn how to perform. Or you get people that are good performers, but they suck at writing jokes. So it's always one or the other. Very rarely does someone come in with both. You know,
That's like the phenoms.
yes, that's an anomaly. Yeah, that's a fucking anomaly.
Those ones.
Because we were sitting there and you said to me like, "Oh, you've always wanted to do comedy," or you thought it'd be like,
What's that? Oh no, so I was saying like, it was a thought.
Yeah.
I wasn't like ever like.
No,
We've
signed you up to the open mic now. Here it
I wasn't
comes.
thinking of doing it seriously, but I was thinking like I had these like little runs in my head where I'm like, "Oh man, this would go well on a comedy stage."
Yeah.
But then it's like,
if I could
how do you
articulate,
execute?
if I could
Yeah.
articulate it, and then we went to that, and I'm like, "Nah, man, being a comic would be so hard."
couldn't have the ball. I wouldn't have the balls. Do it.
The thing is,
I think it's just the
fear of
fear of fucking up.
Bombing out.
And it's like, oh man, I've got 80 people staring at me.
Yeah.
What do I do?
But you know what? That's the first time you've gone to one, and it wasn't like they were a nice crowd, but it wasn't the best crowd. If you come to a crusher night, if you come to a night that's just firing on all cylinders, so like I think 2 weeks before in the same room, it was one of the most ridiculous nights I've ever had in my life. Like all comics that have like we've done it for like 20 years. were coming off stage being like, what the fuck is up with that crowd? That is insane. People, you'd walk out and be like, how are you? And they were like screaming of like laughter. I was like, has everyone had fucking a couple of bugs before what is going on? Everyone's losing their minds. So if you came to that show and sat in the crowd, you'd be like, I can do comedy. This is fucking easy.
Yeah.
This cunt not even, this just says one word and people lose it. So
then you don't see
it all depends, you know. And I guarantee, I always say this to people, if you have a brain in your head, you're a little bit self-aware, which I already know you guys are. You're not, fucking just incredibly weirdly autistic living in the basement, because those are the people that usually tend to want to do comedy.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm gonna relate to people. It's like, no one relates to you, son.
No one does.
You haven't had a conversation with a real human. You got to do that first.
You're not stretching your cock in the shower.
Yeah, you got to do it.
You're not showering.
Exactly right.
That's so true.
So if you've got a brain in your head and you got a bit of self-awareness and you're out there just living life, blah blah blah, I guarantee you, if you were to get up at an open mic and give 5 minutes a go, you would not be the worst on that night. I can guarantee it. I can fucking guarantee. There'll be people that have been trying for a while that would be way worse than you. And that's just what I always say, because a lot of comics are inspired generally by how shit other people are. I've spoken to a lot of comics. I'm like, when you started, did you do it because you were inspired by anyone? They were like, I was inspired by how shit other people were. Like, I went to an open mic and people were so bad that I was like, I can do better than that.
Yeah.
And then you start. You will bomb. Everyone bombs.
I think it's a bit like the podcast as well. Like, I don't think we always wanted to do it.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't really spontaneous. Like, obviously how it started, it was the space of like 4 days.
Yes.
Yeah.
We just got it together and went, let's just do it. Because if we procrastinate too much longer, it's not going to happen.
Yep.
We always thought it, but you messaged me and I was like, oh, well, and you were like, we got to do it now. We got to do it now.
And then
I'm glad you said that.
And it's sort of, because I said I was on TikTok just scrolling through and I came up like 2 podcasts in a row and I went, man, that is like not, like, obviously it's interesting to the people who.
No, most podcasts are terrible, bro.
Yeah, but I just went, fuck, it's so boring. Like, there's nothing to it.
Yep.
They've got way too much structure. Like, they've sort of got everything panned out and it's like they're just reading a book.
And like everything's
Out
cut.
to you. Yeah, everything's just.
Everyone's cut heaps. Like,
Yeah,
it's cut
just-
up heaps.
Wasn't great. I think, man, like, obviously we get a few mates on, just have a fucking laugh.
Yeah.
And obviously people can relate. Perth's like not huge, like nothing really happens here, does it?
No.
So if you can get Perth on board,
Yeah,
and you can get WA like involved, and
yes.
that's why we like have the Harley Reid stuff, because obviously he's just bombing at the moment.
Who's Harley Reid's the footy player,
Eagles,
right?
Eagles, yeah. So if like we can get sort of him on board
Mm-hmm.
and get him to do some stuff with us or whatever,
Yeah.
then obviously you attract everyone else who's in that sort of group.
Yes.
And it's
I think, man, and I think, take it like, this is just my advice personally, but I think like take the stakes even lower and just say like, you guys are mates. It's an opportunity for you guys to get together and hang out and that is it. That's the win. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
that's-
everything beyond that is cherries, because, like I said, we had our podcast. John and I are both comedians. We did 50 eps, I think, and then we called it, just because of schedules and stuff. But I don't regret a fucking second of it. It was sick. Every bit of money we put into it wasn't much. It was buying, we hiring the studio here and stuff like that at times. I don't regret any of it because I was hanging out with my mate the whole time. It was fucking sick. We had some great memories, some great stories. A few people, man, it was weird as shit. I don't know if you guys will get this at some point, depending on what you guys are talking about. But I had people coming up to me randomly at times and be like, oh, this is random, but I listen to the podcast and like, man, I just really appreciate like a lot of the shit you guys talk about. Cause
it was funny, man. It was a funny podcast, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. And it was like, again, the intention was to hang out with my mate who happens to be a comic, have a laugh, and it naturally took its own shape. But every now, we would just talk about what we were feeling. Sometimes we would be like not in a funny mood and we'd talk about some real shit. And then sometimes we would just be riffing the whole time, telling funny stories. So I think if it's just for you guys to hang out, have a laugh with your mates, and then have some interesting chats with people you can get on, that's the win. If it fucking pops, whatever, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's the most sustainable thing. Because as soon as you start to get real tactical of like, how are we going to fucking get a Patreon going? How are we going to fucking do this? You just start to burn out because you're like, I don't know what to.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
obviously
know what
you're not really making money off it.
No, you're not going to make
So
money.
it's like,
Yeah. You'll make money eventually if you build a Patreon and stuff over time. But it's like, you got to get a fan base in. You got to get people that are loyal and want to pay shit. I mean, like I said, we had 200 listeners per episode consistently, but we just weren't executing enough content to ever jump up to the Patreon.
yeah.
Because we're giving these fuckers one episode every 2 weeks. But how are we going to say, pay $10 a week? Pay $10 a month for what? You give me one episode every 2 weeks, you bastard.
This is funny. I don't think I've told you this. I was like skeptical when I first met Blake. Well, actually, this is probably a bit into our time that we'd met because I met him at the shop, the barber shop for people who don't know, the one that I work at, Main Street. So I cut his hair a couple of times, seen him just from the barber shop, and I was still at the time working night fill at Woolies. So, stacking shelves. And I'd see you there from time to time. And I'd always have my earphones in, always listening to like podcasts and shit. And I was just stocking shelves. I looked up and he's just walking past. I'm listening to his podcast.
I do remember that. Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, look, I'm listening to your podcast. And then he's like, oh, cool. Like, thanks, bro. Like, cool. And like, he eventually like fucks off and goes and does his shopping. I'm like, man, he probably thinks I'm fucking stalking him or something. Hey?
No, I loved it, man. No, I love it. That kind of stuff is sick because... And you guys will experience this. You put it out there and, hopefully if you're not, fucking obsessing over how many people are downloading or whatever, you just, like I said, we were just putting it out there being like, who the fuck's listening to this thing? So every now and then you have those moments where it's like, I'm fucking listening to this right now. I'm like, holy shit, some people actually listen to this.
Well, I actually was. I didn't just pull that out. I actually fucking was.
Yeah, imagine he sees me through the aisles and he's
Blake,
he's Googling it, scrolls to halfway and shit. He's like, bro, I'm loving it. I should have pop quizzed him. I'm like, that was a pretty vulnerable ep. About that stuff when my dad passed, and he's like, yeah. I'm like, nah, it wasn't in there, bro. It didn't happen.
Fuck, is that like an intrusive thought that I had? Like, fuck, he probably thinks that like I'm fucking crazy or something.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to be. I understand it's like an anxious thought. You're like, fuck, was that weird what I just did?
That's exactly what I thought of.
Yeah, but you have to flip it around and be like, what a cunt I would be for a guy coming up to me who I know being like, I'm enjoying your thing that you do right now, and me to be like, what a fucking weirdo.
Why are you watching that?
Yeah, and walk off and be like,
that
that guy's a fucking virgin. It's like, what an asshole I would be. Like, that's what I mean, because what a fucking weird thought that would be for me.
Why is he listening to that? What is wrong with him?
The next episode, I'm like, man, some fucking loser. I saw him and he was like, showing me, I listen to your podcast. If you're out there listening, fuck you, all right? This is for me and the boys only.
Oh, man, that's good.
Beautiful. We're back. Intermission completed.
Completed.
Yeah.
There it is.
Quick break. I got a Red Bull, and I just said to you before, I can't drink these without the taste of vodka in the background.
Yeah, so I always leave.
Just from
I agree.
Not drinking anything else
that's
for
real
2 years.
That's real fuckboy PTSD, isn't
Mate,
it?
it's horrible.
Vodka Red Bulls.
Pure 18, straight, like fresh off 18, going out, vodka Red Bulls, vodka V's. Oh. And it's just killed me. And now I just drink that and I just think it's disgusting.
Your kidney stones would have been boulders coming out of you, bro. That is absolute
horrendous.
madness.
That's horrendous.
What's been happening? Because we haven't filmed in 2 weeks.
I'm back from Tassie, by the way.
So you're back.
Yeah.
It exists.
Yeah.
Tasmania exists.
Tasmania's real. I was
Van
pretty
Diemen's
skeptical.
land.
I was skeptical.
Have you been?
Have I been? No, I'm still not sure about it.
We were pretty skeptical whether it existed or not, but he went and came back.
It was pretty nice.
You went somewhere, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't know if it was Tassie.
Yeah, you didn't land the plane, did you, mate?
Don't get. But
it was nice.
Yeah, it was good. Weather was good. Nice and cold.
Yeah,
I do like cold weather.
You like the cold weather?
I hate the heat.
Yeah, okay, interesting.
I'm not big on the heat.
I'm
just because like playing sports and stuff, and it just like pre-season in the heat is just makes me scared. 38 degrees of running around.
Do you know, I said this to someone the other day, like it was piss and rain, as it has been recently, and someone was like, fucking weather's miserable today. And I was like, I love this weather. And I've realised this about myself. If I have too much choice, I fucking hate it. My brain starts eating itself, right? Like if it's a beautiful sunny day, the options are endless. And I second guess everything. Imagine what I can do on a hot sunny day. You can do anything.
Closed, yeah.
And whatever you choose, you lay there at night being like, did I use my day well? Did I David Goggins get after it? Who's going to carry the boats? But on a rainy, shitty day, the options are limited.
Yeah.
No, I completely agree.
And then whatever you do, you're like, well, fucking what could I do?
Went for a coffee and I watched a movie.
Exactly. What else could I do?
Yeah.
So I've been a barber for nearly 3 years now. So I pretty much worked every Saturday almost in those 3 years. There's like the only Saturdays I'd have off if I'm away on holiday. And then there was one where I had a Saturday off before my 21st birthday that evening. Mm-hmm. And I remember I had the Saturday off. It was, like you said, beautiful day, beautiful Saturday. All I want is Saturdays off. Like, that's a dream to me. It doesn't happen. And then, I get the Saturday off, and I'm like, what do I do?
You're paralyzed.
What am I doing? Like,
good choice.
What should I do? And that was literally what it was. I was like, fuck, like, maybe I should just be at work, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that sounds like mental illness, but I mean, what we're getting into is something different. No, it's true though. Too much choice is just, it's not good for you, man. Like you walk into a restaurant, you pull out the menu, there's like 18 good options, you're fucked.
Yeah.
You want to go in there and everything looks trash except that fucking pork belly, and you're like, that's the only thing that I want. That's when you have a good dinner.
You don't want to miss out on the rest of the menu. Like, you go to KFC, I want some tenders, I want some popcorn chicken,
Yeah.
I want a zinger. I
Yeah,
want
that's
this.
so true. That is so
You're
true.
not spending $50 at KFC just for yourself.
And you don't eat half.
And you
of
don't
it.
eat it all half.
Nah.
You just
Yeah.
want-
That's
you just
not
want a
about
bit of that.
KFC is about the ordering.
Yeah.
It's about how you feel when you order. And
Oh,
you
yeah,
build it
that's-
up in your mind and you go,
that's
that
touched
is
all
going
the
to be
sides.
fucking gorgeous. And you
Yeah.
get it out. It's been sitting there for 14 hours. It's stale as fuck. The chips are actively cold. They're actively cold. You're like, what have you fucking done here?
They look fresh, but they're cold. How does that work?
It's unbelievable.
They're always so salty.
so I have
KFC
to ask for extra salt, and they fuck me every time.
Whenever I get KFC, it's salty as fuck.
Where are you
Especially
going? You tell me the drive-thru.
Dog Swamp.
Dog Swamp. Fuck Dog Swamp, bro.
Can we talk about that?
Can we get into
Dog
Dog Swamp
Swamp.
KFC?
Is that a suburb?
How can you call something Dog Swamp?
Yeah. I tell you what, say what you will about Dog Swamp, it is booming right now, brother. That is a gentrified area.
Is it?
Oh, you look at property prices everywhere,
Yeah,
but
I'm
you
not
look
the
at
guy.
Dog Swamp, hot little spot.
Is it?
Swampy
Yeah.
dog, yeah.
Speaking of property, I'm moving back from Scarborough to Stirling, right?
Yep.
I've obviously, as most people know, been loving my stint in Scarborough.
Mm-hmm.
Going back to Stirling, unfortunately, I'm like, I'm gonna have a look around, like, see if there's any like little cheap rooms to rent in like the Scarborough Trig area.
Just to keep your...
I just like it. I like the
Yeah.
lifestyle. I'm so much happier. So I found this room on flatmates.com.
Oh no.
Relatively cheap. Like, it's a big share house. It's like sharing with a fair few strangers, which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
So I was like looking into it, and like this guy's name, I won't say the guy's name. I don't know. We'll call him Tim.
Okay.
Tim,
Is Tim
very Aussie guy.
Tim's
Don't-
ethnic though,
don't-
isn't he?
I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, that's
It's sand deep, but
besides,
let's go on.
besides the
Oh.
point. And it goes, I sent him a message like saying, I'm interested, blah, blah, blah. Like, sent him a message saying I was interested, pretty much nothing too crazy, and it said 100% response rate. I'm like, oh, beautiful.
Fucking hell.
Beautiful. Okay, it's been a few hours. Nothing. All right, then I look again. Seen.
Oh, Tim's
Okay.
having a look.
Been a few hours. All right, I'm like, fuck, it's been a few hours. Like, it's 100%
Probably on a
response rate.
profile check on you.
100% response rate. And then I look again. It's gone down to 80% response rate.
Oh.
He hasn't responded to me, and his whole thing's gone down.
That means you're
He was
one
willing-
of the 5 people that have fucking even
I've
messaged
hardly
you.
even said anything to him.
It's only 4
Yeah.
other people.
First of all, impressive mathematics right there. You figured out the percentage for the numerical value, and it was exactly 5.
He
Yeah.
knows, he knows.
But he's willing to sacrifice the stats to not
To not
talk
respond.
to you, dude.
I'm like, fucking hell, this is like year 7
What's-
all over again.
What's your profile picture? You holding a fucking swastika in your hands with like
It's just a
fucking-
photo of me. This is like year 7, year 8 all over again. Every time I'm messaging a girl, they're like, just red, seen.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Getting left on red by Tim is twice as devastating because there's no house at the end of it.
I'm like, fuck, I fought my way out of this rut for, finally getting girls to respond to me.
Yeah.
And now
Back in.
the flatmates.com guys are all seeing me. Fuck.
I'd say, yeah, but we're in a time though, and we know this. We're in a time with the rental crisis and the cost of living crisis, all this stuff. That people who have landlords, they are playing God right now. They are fucking twisting their nipples, counting their
Puppeteers.
coins, and they're like, dance, you monkey. They're just, it's insane.
The puppeteers.
Yeah.
The cost of living is so stupid.
You can't argue with the
So
stats. 100% response rate to 80.
Yeah, he's gone. He's done.
That's ridiculous.
He's probably already found someone, to be honest. At number 4, slid in with a nice little offer, and then you've come in like, oh, have a look, and he's like, fuck
We can watch a movie
Get-
on the first
get
night,
out.
maybe.
Yeah.
I'll rub your feet.
I should have just hunted the house down and gone and like knocked on the door or something.
In
Yeah.
Scarborough, was it?
It was in Trig, this one, but
Ooh.
Trig, Scarborough, same
Mm-hmm.
as you do.
Because you've got your whole routine on now. So
That's
you still
good.
going to go drive down to the beach in the morning, do you reckon?
I
It's
want to.
pretty. It's like a 20-minute drive.
Yeah, I know it's a bit annoying.
It's out the way, and I think the whole beauty of it is like same thing as when you're on holiday,
Mm-hmm.
or when you go to Bali, and you've got stuff so close to you. You're very like happy to just get up and go do it.
Yep.
But it's like, say you got a long weekend.
Yeah, no.
I'm not driving to the fucking beach to go for a beach walk.
No, not at all.
It's out
But
of the way.
if I can walk out my villa and there's a beach right there, I'll go walk along the beach in the morning happily.
But fair play to him. You're a single man, being close to the beach, going for a coast walk. It has its benefits. If you're in a long-term relationship, mate, why the fuck would you go to why would you go to the Sizzler buffet when you're on a paleo diet? You know, like There's absolutely no point doing it. It's
Yeah.
just it's trash.
But I like the actual water as well, like getting in that. It's getting a bit cold now, but like I was liking that.
You got to
before
go do
I got
that cold nips thing.
Oh, God.
Isn't that Wednesday mornings?
Don't
Cold
get me
nips.
started.
Are
on
they
this
all
cold
gay?
nip.
Is that what's going on? Like, because I've seen
I
a
don't
few
know.
representative people that are into it, and I'm like, they're all gay. Like the ones that I've seen on social media that are like, I'm doing cold nips, and I'm like, that's cool. Are there any straight people going out? Because there's hundreds of people in the photos that are doing it, and
Just-
I'm like,
Heaps.
Just gays and families with kids, because
right.
What a mix.
Gays.
What a-
and-
yeah,
there
yeah.
was like everyone was like, "Oh, you should have gone down, James. You should have gone down and had like a dance. They had a silent disco on in the morning. Did you hear that about that?
What do you mean?
It's like 4:30 in the morning. They had a silent disco down there
Oh, what
in the morning. A silent disco.
Oh, and then they jumped in the
in
water.
the sky. Yeah. So they did that, and this took all my parking. It fucked up my routine.
Yeah, this
no
is
parking.
not good, man. This
So-
is not good.
So that happened, right? And oh, James, you should have gone like had a dance in that in the morning. You would have loved that. I'm like, you should have seen like it. I would have looked like a complete weirdo going there by myself.
Silent. Yeah,
It wasn't-
yeah, that's even creepier.
It wasn't
isn't
my
it?
demographic.
There's kids around and shit. They're like, "Who are you here with, James?" You're like, "Just me." Dancing with the kids and shit.
Shirtless.
Jim
Yeah.
from accounting.
Shirtless. Can't wait to get in the water. Hey, kids. They're like, "What, dude?" That's not. I tell you what, though, and I have to say this, right? People, there's been a big push for people to speak about their feelings. You know, talk out about mental illness, and people are lonely. They get out and they do the cold nips and stuff like that. If you are silent discoing on the beach early morning with strangers, something has gone awry. This is not the solution. I'm not saying you should suffer in silence, but we got to figure something else out. 'Cause
Join a run
that
club.
ain't it.
Join a run club.
Yeah.
Join a
Yeah.
run club. I feel like that's better than dancing with children at 4:30 in the morning.
It's just look. It's just
Sun's not even up yet. You're pitch black.
It's
It is.
tough. That's a fucking tough one, isn't it? You're dancing pitch black with children silently. Disco, yeah. It's
We might have to cancel these guys. We have to
yeah,
come
this
after
is-
them.
Yeah,
How,
cold nips. More like cold case. You know what I mean? It's fucking
Hot case. Hot
few,
case.
few berry bodies in those dunes. I tell you now.
How disgusting is it taking your headphones off at a silent disco? It's the worst thing ever.
Well, I worked security for a long time, and I would see the silent disco.
Dumbest thing ever.
Oh, look. At the end of the day, when people are chewing their head off on caps, I'm infinitely jealous. I'm just sitting there watching people with headphones on, just like they're kissing someone that they think is much more attractive than they actually are. They don't know. The guys, their dicks probably don't work. They're probably shriveled up. Like I'm like, but they're having a hell of a time. Look at me standing there at 2 a.m. sober watching these. Like I'm the loser, you know. But it is not good when you take the headphones off and you have that moment of what the fuck is going
It's
on?
horrible.
What's going on?
It's horrible.
Yeah.
No, I get what you mean. Yeah, cancel cold nips, man. Fuck those guys.
Not good. That's the
That could be a serious cause, and we just fucking
don't
binned
clip
it.
that. Don't clip that because
yeah. No, that's the title of the episode.
Cancel cold nips.
I'll be getting a GoFundMe and contacting a lawyer in the morning. I've had enough.
No, you know, I'll tell you what, mate. I'll tell you what. I'm the one of the things I'm not gonna miss about living in like, the Scarborough Trig area. Is fucking canteen. If you go to
Is that still? I thought it was done. Oh no, canteen. I'm thinking
so
yellow.
If you go to
Oh, yeah,
canteen,
yellow.
you're gonna see about 3 of your exes there, because that's what's happening.
Well,
to me.
that might be just a fuckboy thing.
Right, okay,
Yeah,
fuck,
there's
This
three,
thing's not
three of
that.
these exes.
You've
hold
obviously
on.
got
I
a
don't even
type.
have 3 exes,
No,
for
no,
God's sake.
not
You've
3
obviously
exes.
got a type.
I know what you're saying though. They're all
Situationships, for instance,
Yes.
girls that you've
hung out with, messaged at least, messaged
yes.
on flatmates.com. They left you on red. Fucking.
You got to look out too much.
No, this
That's
is
the
a
problem.
canteen. Just
I
gonna-
know what you're saying. They all congregate in the area, and you end up seeing the
They
same.
congregate at canteen.
Ones. Yeah.
I'm just trying to get
It's
a coffee. I'm like,
It's the cheap.
fuck.
It's the cheap fish and chips, mate. They can't resist.
What's your go-to coffee order?
Look.
Because I've recently but I've recently gotten onto chai lattes.
Is that right?
Mate, I'm so
What
hooked on
is
chai
wrong with
lattes.
You are
Okay.
so
What
fucking.
is
You are
wrong
so
with you?
close to silent discoing at 4:30 in the morning. That is a gateway drug to
Chai
a cold nip
lattes
silent
are
disco.
so good. So good.
You got to pull yourself back right into a flat white, mate, because
Yeah.
you are in trouble.
It's like a cinnamon
I think-
hot chocolate.
I think we're gonna need espressos, double espressos for you now. That's fuck.
dirty chai.
At least
Yeah, that's got a
30
shot in it, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least
You on the
30
dirty
shots.
chais?
A dirty chai, yeah.
All
Or
right,
you
dirty
still,
chai.
you're still
Yeah,
on
they're
the
the
clean
ones.
chais. No, I think you're on the clean chais still. To be
Yeah,
fair.
I was like, there's at least espresso in there, please.
Yeah.
What's without it?
It's just chai,
Was it just like a herb?
which is what you said. Well, it's a herb.
Pretty much
Yeah.
tea, mate. Tea.
Yeah, well, they do.
Almost.
They do a sugary powdered version. That's probably what you're having because it is delicious.
It's like cinnamon.
Yeah,
Really
that's-
nice.
Yeah,
And it was a rainy day.
no, you.
And I had one. I went,
Now
oh.
you've stumbled. Now you've stumbled into actually that's beautiful.
I'll tell you what it
dirty
is.
try on
I'll tell you what it
today.
is. It's like the acai bowls. It's like having a fucking Biscoff, hundreds and thousands Sunday version of an acai bowl.
Acai bowls.
That's what chai latte is.
Sorry,
with
I'm
coffee.
off. I can't back it's the texture.
What do you mean? It's phenomenal.
I don't want frozen peanut butter and then like
I see.
granola, crunchy, soft stuff.
That sounds
it's
like
not supposed
honestly,
to
that
be
sounds like the craftsmanship of the acai bowl. That's whoever you're going
sensory overload.
to. Mm.
It's like I'm having a little autism spasm.
Spazzle.
Spasm.
Spazzle.
Yeah,
Basil's,
just-
Basil's good.
Just spazzles endless.
I had well, this is another thing I wanted to talk about. I'm coming at our audience here.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Go for it.
A few people in particular. The solder folds this week have been shit.
Horrendous.
I feel like they're doing it on purpose now because they know it's bothering us. But
Yeah, they like it.
so
Yeah, we've put too many things out saying, please make sure you get it right.
Yeah.
And they're going, fuck yous, we're going to get it wrong again.
I've called up a friend of mine. His name is Snapchat AI.
Yeah.
He's got more brain cells than half the people.
Didn't even know that was a thing.
Snapchat AI. So, honestly,
Are they the ones that message you happy birthday?
yeah. Have you guys
Fuck,
ever
that's lonely, isn't it?
Have you guys ever messaged them or not?
Snapchat AI.
Can't say I have.
When you're bored.
On a night out, where are you?
I tell you what, you that's the second time you've brought up what I'm assuming is terrible mental illness. Okay.
No, well the thing is,
Where you at?
but how is it normal to stretch your cock out in the shower, but it's not normal to message Snapchat AI?
The people have spoken. I
Okay.
tell you what, the people have spoken.
Yeah, it's definitive. But I've got a few would you rather's here.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Someone actually asked us to do this a few weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
I put it in the solder fold question box. Solder fold. It goes,
Would you
a
rather?
would you rather episode. I'm like, I don't think you get how this works. I don't think you're understanding this. Anyway, we've got the first one here. Would you rather have to loudly sing the chorus of "Let It Go"? So I think that's the Frozen song.
I think it is.
You're familiar with that?
I don't know the words, but I know the tune.
I don't believe you sing it. No, I'm joking. Every time you walk into a room, so sing that every time you walk in a room, or dance like a robot whenever you hear music. Every time.
Whenever you hear music.
You just have to pull the robot out.
Imagine that at a fucking
But,
funeral.
yeah. And now we're going to play Nana's favourite song. And you're just like, bum, 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 bum. It's like, Ave Maria. You're fucking locking and popping it and shit. Oh, that'd be fucking good. You know what'd be even better is you see
He can do it really well as well.
the robot.
Yeah, just from, I think it's from the In-Betweeners.
Yeah, when
From
he pops-
watching
oh,
Neil,
it's
man.
so good.
Fuck, it's hilarious.
Yeah,
I've
he's a
mastered it.
legend. Yeah, that'd be tough. Funerals would be tough. I gotta just know like how loud does the music need to be for it to trigger my cyborg side? You know, like if I just hear in the background, like if I'm going to the shops have background music. Am I just fucking
What's
locked?
that?
Am I just the whole time in the shops? Because that's a nightmare, dude.
How long's it for?
In
Can we,
Woolies.
can we set a little time limit? Can we go like
Yeah,
5-10 seconds?
I didn't ask the AI the parameters of the question.
We'll go
Yeah.
10 seconds.
10 seconds.
Because that's about the length of the chorus, I'd say.
Yeah, okay.
You think the chorus is 10 seconds long?
Yeah.
And a chorus of a song?
Yeah, it's only bloody let it go, let it go.
I think it's a little bit longer than 10
Oh, we'll go
seconds.
25 seconds.
25. That's a fair bet.
Yeah, 25 seconds
Okay.
of the robot at a funeral. That's horrendous. And you can't stop.
I don't think I'm going to want to fucking sing that every time I walk into a door. Well, through a door.
Yeah, but I'd rather not. Well, then I suppose you just don't go to funerals. You can't. You
Yeah.
can stop going to funerals, but you can't not go anywhere.
I tell you what, I'm gonna answer. I would rather the robot to the music because I could walk around with little earbuds in. If I don't need to have a dance today, I'm just deafening myself and I'm walking around as per normal.
People just think you're fucked.
People just think I'm just fucking I'm just like
I know you. Yeah, but I'd be okay with that. I think,
yeah.
I think
be
I'm going to
content
go
with
the robot as
but
well.
not walking through
I think I'm going to go the
screaming
Nah.
Frozen.
The guy that walks into every room and sings 30 seconds of the Frozen "Let It Go" is gonna get fucking bashed. At some point,
I already
he's gonna
hate
get
that
bashed.
guy.
Oh yeah,
I already want to smash him.
pissing me off now to
Yeah.
think about it.
You're
Anyway,
fucked if you go to an escape room. You're singing the whole time.
like, shut up. We're trying to figure this out.
Yeah, where's the clue? You'd be crying, your voice would be hoarse. Like, you think I like this? It'd be torture.
Where's the clue? This guy's just singing Frozen in the background.
So, yeah, because you go into the shower, that's a door. Out the shower,
I feel
another
like
door.
that's
Out the
probably
bathroom, another
That's
door.
probably the most normal place to sing it.
In the laundry,
I'm
another
actually
door.
having a fucking panic attack thinking about this situation.
God, that's
so-
a lot of doors.
Yeah.
Look, I think we're just going to pop and lock it with the robot.
Yeah.
I think that's what I'm
Locked
going
in.
with. Okay, would you rather have the ability to talk to animals or speak all foreign languages fluently.
Ooh.
Just everything. Just like switch language.
Bang. Fuck people. I'm talking to animals. I want to know what's on a shark's mind. I want to have a chat to him. I want to see what the monkeys really think of me. I want to,
But what if they're pricks?
That's fine, but that's good to know, don't you think?
Yeah, but no one else will.
It doesn't matter. You take my word for it. That fucking.
I don't think anyone's going to say.
Take my word for it. That goat is a fucking Nazi. He's an absolute cunt.
He's a bastard.
He hates black.
He sleeps with other people. He cheats on his wife all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I think most animals do. I don't think
Imagine going to a zoo. And be like, if I was you right now, I'd probably run. That monkey's
he's
pissed off.
That monkey is so horny for you, dude. That is crazy. Yeah, I talk to animals, no doubt in my mind. Who cares what you now you can speak Mandarin? Duolingo, mate. You'll figure it out. That superpower is just executed with enough consistency. Doesn't matter how consistent you are, you will never communicate with an orca. You won't do it.
But do animals actually think? Like, are they having any thoughts or what?
Yeah, I reckon.
I swear they're just walking around aimlessly sometimes.
No,
but don't you reckon?
My cat's fucking, he thinks some things.
No, but not a cat. Like, think of like a pigeon, for example.
Pigeon?
What are they thinking? They're just fucking walking around.
But that'd be great, because imagine he's not thinking much. He's thinking like, just like, oh, crumb. He's excited by
But then again, that's...
crumb.
Yeah, he's a simple creature. You're like, I like him. He's fun. It'd be like being friends with you, because the bunch of animals would be like Down syndromes, essentially.
I
they're so
reckon
simple.
my dog's got autism, and I searched it up. Dogs can have autism.
Fuck off.
No,
I'm sick of this world,
I
dude.
swear to God.
Yeah, but how are they? What does that mean? He doesn't like. He's
They
overstimulated.
did a test.
He doesn't look you in the eyes.
30
for long
pages, 30 page test.
Yeah.
And then, what's his score?
They assessed him. How's that going to hold him back? That's my question. What can't he do now that he has autism?
I don't know.
He can just get cast in the new Disney movie. That's the fucking
limited for jobs.
He could be on the new Netflix series.
Yeah, exactly.
What's it called? Dogs on the Spectrum.
Dogs on the
No, what's the Love on the Spectrum?
Oh, fucking hell.
I can't say I've watched that, but
That is, I've seen clips on TikTok and
shout out
stuff.
to them.
It's
tough.
it's tough.
Shout out to them.
It's a tough watch. Yeah, I talk to animals easy.
I think, I don't know where you're at. I don't know. I think I'm going to take the languages.
I'd talk to animals.
It'd be cool.
That's cool.
No,
That's
it'd be
that's
cool.
cool.
It'd be cool being able to go to any country and just being able to just have a yarn.
That's true, but most
Yeah, but-
countries fucking suck.
Oh yeah, hold on. This guy, I've listened to his podcast a couple of times. What are your thoughts on French people?
Oh, yeah, dude. They're just unbelievably, they're just absolute trash, man. That's all right. You know what I mean? Guilty until proven innocent in my mind when I meet a French. I've met some lovely, look, my best mate in the world, he is half French, his dad's French. I talk at length, and I love this guy. I talk at length with him. We try and break down. I was like, why do your people suck so bad? He agrees, and he gives me evidence. He's like, I'll tell you what. And we get into it, you know what I mean? He's fighting every day to keep the French cunt from coming out within him, you know?
They're just arrogant.
Arrogant, exactly. It's just
Very-
culturally we clash.
That's how they come across, maybe?
They're anti-authoritarian. They don't believe in consequence. They're entitled, but they don't do anything to earn the entitlement. They stink as well. They're fucking stinky, bro. They stink. The women stink as well. They all got BO, the women. It's fucking, and they're like, they think they're hot. And I'm like, you have hairy armpits and you stink.
What? Is
Fuck
that where all
off.
the fucking perfume comes from France?
Well, yeah, no, no, that's good because everyone
Perfume
stinks so fucking much.
Aftershave is all French.
Oh, dude, that's a great joke. But yeah, the wonder France invented so much perfume is because if every person stunk as bad as a Frenchman, you'd think of another way to fix this and get through the day.
Yeah, but it obviously isn't working if they still stink.
Well, they're not wearing it; they're selling it.
That's true.
They're selling it at volume. They're like, this is what
This is what we think
smell like.
might help.
Yeah, yeah,
This is what we need, but let's just go make some money off it somewhere else.
yeah, exactly.
Jesus Christ.
What else we got?
Okay, we got. Would you rather have to sneeze every time you say hello, or burp every time you say thank you?
Burp every time I say
Snapchat AI is a bit cheeky, isn't he? Eh? He's like a bit safe there.
Oh fuck!
burp every time I say thank you.
Well, can't I just say?
Easily. I wouldn't say thanks.
Well, why do? But okay, I'm trying to be too technical here. Is it every time I greet someone,
Yeah,
or can
every
I
time you
just
greet
not
someone?
say hello?
Yeah,
I
we'll
can
do
just be
that.
like, hi, and then I don't fucking sneeze.
No.
Every time you greet someone, you're sneezing on them, and every
Yeah.
time you're saying thank you, you're pretty much you
Can we-
can smell your brekkie.
Can we make it?
I can smell your
Can we make it a bit interesting? You know how sometimes people sneeze and have a 3-second wind up, and they can sort of go like out the way.
Yeah, yeah.
Or we make it instant. Like whenever you say
Oh,
hi,
yeah,
just
so hey,
straight on. Yeah, straight on them.
like a Tourette sneeze.
Yeah, like a tick.
Yeah, so you got to like prepare. So someone will be like, hey, how are you? You're like, hi. You know, and then get it out of the way. You don't want to
Yes.
aim it at them.
Yeah, and then you just look dumb.
Yeah, that's fucking. There's probably people out there that have that ailment. I'm gonna take thank you, Bert. Thank you, Bert.
Yeah, I just
Thank
want to
you.
say thanks. Cheers.
Yeah, nah. I feel like the first impression is pretty important, eh? So I wouldn't want to sneeze on them on first
And then
impression.
you could say, "Oh, by the way, I'm gonna burp when I say thanks."
You do it straight away.
Just FYI. FYI, you're gonna
Yeah, when
smell,
I show gratitude, I'm gonna fucking burp, and it's just a thing I have. It's weird, but
you're gonna smell my scrambled eggs for brekkie. That's what you're gonna
Fucking
smell.
hell.
But can you? This is something we've been not going through. This is gonna sound really stupid. Do you reckon you can? Nah, like I'm just before I say this.
Don't be afraid. Now.
Before I say this, just know that I'm not being serious. Just to everyone.
Don't be scared, homie.
Can you contract Tourette's?
Contract Tourette's.
Ooh, because we've had a mate recently who's, as a joke, has just been saying the same shit on repetition.
Okay.
Says everything 3
Just as
times.
a joke. Like when I'm cutting
Like-
his hair. Yeah, like
Takes
just
the piss.
taking
right.
the piss. He's like, yeah, he'd be like, repetition is key. Repetition is key. Repetition is key.
Oh my god.
And then all of a sudden,
He does it
we're doing it as well.
without,
Yeah.
and he does it without trying to do it.
Yes.
No,
yes.
No, I just saw him then. I was like, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
Right. Right.
He's
right,
gonna-
right,
He
right,
thinks
right.
they're
He's gonna fucking leave.
stupid
He's
now.
gonna leave.
No. I think it's a. I think I'm not a scientist, but I think there's an actual thing. It's pattern recognition. It's also like there's a thing called mirroring. So when you're close to someone and you actually like them, you're connected with them, you end up mirroring what they do. So like often if you're with someone and you put your hands on your hips and then they put their hands on the hips, it means you're kind of locked in and you. It's just an unconscious thing we do. It's why it's the closest explanation people have for why you yawn when someone else yawns.
Yeah, right.
It's like a mirroring thing. If you're connected with someone and you see them yawn, then you'll yawn as well. It's weird. So it makes sense that if this guy is planting the seed of like pattern recognition and sort of essentially like like programming you to just keep saying things over, it would happen. But can you contract Tourette's the disease? No, absolutely not. I don't think that's possible.
So you're saying we need to get new mates?
I'm just saying. I'm just saying that it's totally normal. He's just establishing a pattern, and then when you see each other, you're doing the pattern. Which is lovely.
When did this become a neurological podcast?
Yeah, I know. It's Andrew Huberman. Here we go. Let's kick it off.
That was
You got to
good.
sun your fucking balls, people. Come on.
Oh yeah, the old what do you call them? Anal gazing.
I don't know, but you seem to know exactly what that's
What the
called.
fuck's anal gaze?
Hey, so you just said you got to sun your balls.
Sun the balls, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think anal gazing is? The same thing with.
Isn't that just staring at an asshole? Is that like? I mean, I do that as well, but I didn't know it was good for my health.
No, anal gazing is when you gaze at the sun with your bumhole.
Oh,
So
I
you're getting a bit of
see.
sunlight in there.
Well, that's a misleading name. That's
perennium.
sun gazing with my asshole.
It's called perennium sunning. Is the technical term.
Yeah, that sounds way better
Sunning.
than anal gazing.
What are you doing this weekend? Perennial sunny.
Just probably gonna have a gaze. Have an
Yeah.
anal gaze. What do you reckon? Get charged up.
Yuck.
Apparently, that's a thing.
I don't know how beneficial it is, but I think it's funny. I think it's a thing that people should do for a laugh.
Not for
No, don't. Man, but
not
it's
for
like
good health.
people will go to such extreme lengths not to actually better themselves in the simple ways that you can. They're
Like go for a run. Eat well.
Just stop being a cunt. Like figure some shit out, and they're like, "Nah, I'm gonna keep doing that, but I'm gonna stack myself and get my asshole aimed in the air." It's like, all right, man.
Go fucking eat like a fucking eat a salad or something.
Eat a salad. They're like, no, I don't need to, bro.
Don't need to. I'm gonna eat like
I've got the
shit.
tannest little gooch you've ever seen. Don't worry about me.
Perennium sunning. Yeah,
Sun kissed.
I heard that from the Inspired Unemployed boys.
Yeah, they're
The anal
funny.
guys, and they're hilarious,
They're
man.
funny.
That's probably one of the main like inspirations for me doing a podcast. My favorite ones.
Yeah.
They're fucking great.
You listen to them as well, yeah.
No, I mean, I've literally just started listening to them because I really loved. I think that their content's incredible. I think it's absolutely amazing. People would always send me their stuff. Like, this is before they were really popping off.
Yeah.
And they were like, man, these guys are really good. Like, you should do some shit like this. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I'd fucking love to.
Like skits and that.
Yeah, and then I've just seen them grow because, I mean, it's a recipe for success that is as old as time. It's why Hamish and Andy are successful. They are genuinely mates executing consistently something that they find funny. And it just translates. Do you know what I mean? It's like they just keep doing it. That's why people love Hamish and Andy because they're actually mates.
Yeah.
And when you listen to them, you feel like you're their mate too and you're hanging out with them. So when I saw them doing it and then I've seen some of their podcast clips only recently, I saw one, man, where they had this thing where one of them can't hear what's going on with noise cancelling headphones and they call his mum and then
That was
he has to
hilarious.
watch the face of his mate to guess and reply to his mum. So it's hard to explain, but essentially he can't hear what his mum's saying to him, but then
Yeah,
his
I get
mate's
it, yeah.
trying to give him the signal of what to say, and he's doing it.
Right.
Yeah, And he's like, yep. And then the miscommunication becomes fucking incredible.
It was so funny. I've seen that one. That's one of the older ones. That's been around for a while, that one.
Yeah, you asked that thing for what is it? Snapchat AI?
Yeah, Snapchat. I was just digging into.
We're just trying to
new
find
ideas.
some ideas just to freshen it up a bit, because obviously we've got the Solar Fold thing, which is our original one.
Mm-hmm.
We just need a few things just to spice it up, and he's obviously got like the food, trying different foods and shit from different places. So we'll do that eventually.
Mukbang.
Yeah, mukbang. That'd be fucking hilarious, I reckon.
Nah, well, it has to be like rogue shit.
And something obviously you don't want to go and copy people's content,
Right.
but you can sort of
You
make
take
it yours with the
Take inspiration.
100%.
Yeah.
And if it's working for them, like why wouldn't you?
Yeah, exactly. And the way you react to things is always going to be unique if you're being authentic anyway. If you're taking, a little bit of an idea from someone and then you're making it your own, who cares? It's fine. If it becomes, a carbon copy, then you just give credit and just say, oh, look, that original idea was this from this person. Who cares?
Anyways, I think that's everything. That's everything. Everything for today. It's gone. We're just over an hour now.
Yep.
Did you want to add anything?
No, I'm happy.
It was good.
Very funny episode. Yes, thank you very much for coming on, Blake.
Thank you.
Where can they
very
find
appreciate
you?
it.
Where can they find you?
They can find me on the social medias. Instagram, I think it's Blake_Richardson, and hopefully it should come up.
We'll pop it up on the video anyway.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. And then I think Blake Richardson Comedy on TikTok. I'm in the process, boys, of building up the YouTube and trying to do stuff like that. Right now, I'm just trying to consistently execute. Like you said, you get overwhelmed if you start thinking, I got to build a fucking YouTube, and then I got to think this. And just start putting shit out. Some clips do well online, and then you're like, what does that even mean? What does that do? I'm not selling anything. I don't have anything to bring all this attention to.
Yeah.
But I guess you just keep fucking doing it until eventually you got a product to.
We've had one clip that hit like 9K views.
Yeah.
On TikTok.
Still,
that's great.
but we were having issues
mate,
with
TikTok just like, I don't know if the shadow banned.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
It is a thing, but man, TikTok don't even try and figure it out. It's absolute madness. I don't understand. That same clip I was talking about, they did 4 million on Instagram, did 250 views on TikTok.
Yeah,
and I was like,
how does that work?
I don't understand. They've got different rules. They're a different platform. And then, the one thing that I have noticed, which absolutely fucking sucks, is the first thing that ever popped on TikTok was a bit I had about rips at the beach and stuff like that. And that came just because I accidentally said something that was wrong in the video. I said that rips are only in Australia, which I knew wasn't true.
Mm-hmm.
It was just for the sake of the comedy bit. And the bit popped because all of TikTok were like, you're a fucking retard. There are rips all over the beach. People were chiming in like, I'm here in Denmark, we have the rips, like in the US we have rips. People were arguing in the comments, and then people would it's insane. So it was like nothing gets people riled up more than you saying something wrong.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I'm going to correct this guy. Even though they see 800 other comments of me being corrected, they're like, he'll fucking see this one.
Like we had that on a few, like just randoms commenting, oh no, this is so-and-so's here, by the way.
Yes.
So-and-so's not just here.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
And it's beautiful because if you think about it, most of the world and people on social media are mentally ill, right? And nothing taps into mental illness better than saying something that they can correct. Because that gives them a glimmer of hope.
Maybe we got to stop saying, don't quote me on this. And
start saying, quote me on this. Start saying, this is hard fucking fact. And anyone who dares engage with me will suffer my wrath. And I'll, so yeah. So anyways, keep going with the TikTok. Keep fucking doing all of it. Keep building it up, boys. This is fun. You got a good vibe. You guys aren't jerks. You're not getting on there being like, how yucky are the trans, which is most white dudes' podcasts. That's most white dudes' podcasts, So keep going. Keep having fun. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much for coming on.
This was good. We'll have to maybe in the future run it back.
Sounds good.
Fucking oath. All right.
See you guys next week.
Come on.